Hello, bom dia. Bong Simang, for those I haven't seen yet. So this session is our first General Assembly session of the week for all our ACURIL members in good standing, but also for all those who want to see behind the scenes what the association is about. You're also welcome to be here, to stay with us. So for me, it's a truly a privilege as the 24-25 ACURIL president to welcome you all to this year's conference, General Assembly. Thank you for being here. And as your president, I am very excited to open this session under the theme that we have, Digital Humanities, Connecting Caribbean Archives and Museum. This General Assembly is a space where your voice matters. We hope to have your participation. I just want to take a small moment to thank all of you here present who have contributed to this year's work as committee members, the LOC, behind the scene, past presidents, all of you. You are the heart of ACURIL. Mashadanki. So I hereby open the General Assembly and I pass the word to our Madam Executive Secretary who is joining us virtually. I think we can maybe see her in a moment. Hi, Elizabeth. Good morning, good afternoon. We miss you, but we're glad that you're still with us like this.
Apologies once again for not being with you all, but you're all in my heart. Congratulations. I heard that the opening was spectacular. I had no doubt about that. And we're very pleased to be together, even if it's virtually. With no further ado, the second point is quorum. So I'll let if they could show the slide for quorum, and I'll let the parliamentarian this very large task.
That's our agenda. Okay, I would like all members in good standing to raise their hands so I can count to establish quorum. We have 24 individuals who I've counted raising hands. Could we re-raise to recount, please? We have reached 25, Madam Secretary. We have quorum.
Wonderful, including the Vice President and myself?
Yes, ma'am.
This is wonderful. Then this can be considered as a General Assembly and all decisions will count. Thank you very much. Let's move along to the adoption of the General Assembly of ACURIL 2024 Guyana. The minutes were sent, but since 2015, all General Assembly are filmed or recorded, I'm sorry, I'm speaking French in my mind, are recorded in their integrality. So we do move along with this point since we consider that they're completely transparent and reflect all the debates that were happening in 2024. So I do move for this point to be accepted.
Accepted. Second motion. By Eric to send also.
Wonderful. Then I think that we can move along to the report, and it's my report. Thank you for showing it already on the screen. We can move ahead for the second slide. Thank you. Just to synthesize the minutes of the General Assembly of the points that were discussed very quickly, the key points were that we continue the revision of the ACURIL bylaws, that we're working on more communication and clearer processes. We also we welcome the new council members and continue the work. We prepared, sorry, ACURIL 2025, sorry, ACURIL 2025 Curacao, and we continued to work with with the LOCs, the exhibitors, in order to have a successful 2025 ACURIL conference. Can we move to the next slide? Thank you. In terms of council meetings, this year we had one virtual council, and then also we had one, sorry about that. And then we had one 2-day hybrid virtual mid-year meeting that was on site in Trinidad and Tobago and virtual. We sent letter of thanks to the LOC of ACURIL 2024 for all their support, for the sponsors, the partners, and also the organizing team, as well to the mid-year organizer. And we want to thank once again Niala Duarika Bagad for her excellent work in the mid-year. It was wonderful. Thank you very much for all your organizing skills. The 2024 LOC will present formally their report, but I thank them as well for a wonderful conference in Guyana. Can we have the next slide, please? One new item that was voted in the mid-year in 2024 was the raise of the amount of the loan. That amount stayed for a very long time for 10,000. So this is an amount that any LOC can request to ACURIL in order to help with the first step of the organization. And it was voted within mid-year to raise that amount to 20,000. The treasurer will probably explain much better than I how it impacts ACURIL, but we felt that it was a necessity since 2006 this amount had been made. And the other grants as well, I will let the treasurer talk about it more. We were able to renew the 10,000 US dollars that goes to the LOC for the preparation. And let us move to the next slide, please. So here we are in ACURIL 2025 Curacao. It was a lot of work, and I think that we see the results of that work. Thank you again for all the members of the LOC, Madam President, for your hard work. I know I was very hard sometimes, but I really respect all of your personalities, all your professionalism, and thank you very much for this great work of collaboration. I'm always amazed at how dedicated professionals can make this feat every year. My small part was adding content to the ACURIL conference website, helping to launch and streamline the call for papers, preparing evaluation forms and acceptation letters, sharing the MailChimp subscription, and then preparing also the award presentation. We are very pleased to say that at the mid-year, the Library Association of Trinidad and Tobago, sorry for the typo, was visited the council while the meeting to continue the promotion for the Allison Providence Sustainability Award, which will be presented at the closing ceremony again this year. We worked also at the General Assembly preparation, and you will see for all the procedures that we continue the modernization of the voting process, resolution submission, and nominations from the floor. And we can go to the next slide, where I'm very pleased to present the ACURIL 2025 Professional of the Year 2025. I could say like Ronnie Alder's applause. So the process has been more transparent for the past 2 years. We have one whole month where we do the promotion of the awards that will be presented at the closing ceremony. The form is open for the whole month of April, and we have a process where the past presidents vote for usually the nominated person. This year there was no show because the other person was not eligible, but it doesn't diminish the quality of the submission of Mrs. Astrid Britton, who has been a long time also supporter of ACURIL. She has been doing an amazing job in Aruba and in the Dutch Caribbean. And we're very pleased also that we'll be probably having a surprise at the closing ceremony that shows her investment in the association and as a Caribbean professional as well. So congratulations again to Astrid Britton. So moving along for the next slide. As we know, we have the Vice President with us. ACURIL 2026 will be in Puerto Rico under the leadership of Lerida Nieves Ayala. She'll be presenting the teams and sub-teams in her report, but we already know that the team will be libraries, archives, and museum on the front line, advocacy, innovation, and sustainability. Very important teams at this crossroad period of time that we're living currently. So thank you. Can we have the next slide? So this is a president rotation that we've been having for the past years. We are very aware that there needs to be a language group representation within council, and we've been working very hard in the nominations to have representatives, whichever category within ACURIL, institution, association, or personal, that also represent the different language groups that we have in the Caribbean, which would be English, Spanish, French, and Dutch. And with no further ado, we will show the Vice President-elect in the next slide, which will be French. So here again, congratulations. It's Mr. Sylvain Oudebert, representing Université des Antilles, Service Prime de Documentation. His nomination was presented to council following the guidelines, and it was unanimous that this choice was validated. So he will be the upcoming 2026-2027 ACURIL president. He'll present the vote of thanks at the closing ceremony. And the nominations to council will be presented by current vice president in her report. And we can go to the next slide. So this is a project that we've been working on. This is a show of all the logos of ACURIL since 2024 in Bahamas, including this one. And there's been a lot of discussion about how we could modernize, and then we shared a short survey with all the council members. We could also share it with the membership if they're interested, so we could have their feedback. We could send it with the final evaluation of the conference. I think it would be wonderful to get feedback also from the membership about which direction this new logo could go, or if they feel that the current logo is still accurate as well. So this was just a project. It's not something urgent, but I think it would be great if we could think together about how modernizing this logo. Next slide, please. We also discussed about how can we have the proceedings published on a yearly basis, at least for the next conference. And we do need some help, maybe from the past presidents or from a publication committee that used to exist in order to have that done in a more regular basis. The last proceedings were for 2022. Um, I am working very hard for the 2023 and 2024, but it's very hard. It's a lot of hard work. So this is another project that I would like to be able to enforce as quickly as possible. And next slide. And this is my last slide. So I wanted to thank everybody. The word I keep from the team this year is connecting. And I think this is one of the major assets of ACURIL. So please enjoy connecting throughout this week. It's a wonderful opportunity to meet professionals throughout the Caribbean. They will become your lifelong friends, your family, and enjoy it. So thank you for each council member guest who gave me their support and guidance. I want to thank the ACURIL 2025 Local Organizing Committee. And with that, I submit my report. Any questions?
Do we have a move to accept? Do we have a second?
If there is no question, we can move to the president report.
Thank you, Elizabeth. It was a pleasure working with you. So this is my present report. I don't have a beautiful presentation as our Madam Executive Secretary. I'll just go. Yes. The idea for me is for me to share with you my actions as a president for this last year. Um, so regarding the conference, the initial goal was to send all call for papers very early on by October, November, because that has been a couple of times the request for participants in earlier years, because then it would give more people time to request the grants necessary, to request the authorization necessary from employers and so on to be able to attend our conference, which is always, well, we try to have it, strive to have it always in the first week of June. I failed with that, mostly due to internal work circumstances, but also a bit by the delay of official support from our government to authorize and approve that we would have the necessary funding to support the organization of the conference. The theme that you're enjoying now, Digital Humanities, Connecting the Caribbean Communities through Archives, Museums, and Libraries, well, it's actually the Caribbean through Archives, Museums, and Libraries, was presented in December at the mid-year of the Executive Council, and it was adapted at that time. We had a mid-year meeting in Trinidad and Tobago. At that time, also the logo was presented. The full explanation is in the programs that you received. This is the full explanation of of this team, which, of course, most of you also know because you submitted your papers. But I just want to add something in regards to the theme that I not really elaborated on. As you see, the title is Digital Humanities, Connecting the Caribbean to the Archives, Museums, and Libraries. The sequence, archive, museums, and libraries, is not because one is more important of the other, but it's more from my perspective. I wanted to indicate and highlight how our collections start at the archives, maybe because that's where they're collected. Then they are exposed in museums, and also then what the library should have the role to really pay attention to disseminate the information to the wider community, to our local communities. So that's why I put that sequence of archive, museums, and library into the theme. Also, oh, I go to, yeah. Um, so after the team, like I said, we were a bit late with that, but we started the call for papers in January with extended deadline in March 15th. I was very much overwhelmed in a good way, surprised with the amount of proposals we received. We received a total of 45 paper proposals, of which afterwards 6 were cancelled due to circumstances, 15 posters, 10 workshops. Of those total, a couple of them were cancelled, like I said, because they were not able to receive the necessary grant. Also, the development in the States happening, that's a couple of institutions lost their grants. So, but in a total, I guess we had a pretty good show up, people coming to the conference. So what happens is for the newcomers who are here, maybe with all these papers, I had the support of a scientific committee, which was our Jeanette, Vice President Jeanette Lebron, immediate Vice President Eric Toussaint, our Madam Executive Secretary, who helped me go through all those papers, workshops, and posters to see if they apply to our standards to be approved to participate to the conference. Um, in addition, a challenge I had was, as a president, you are in charge of, as you know, to find the keynote speakers. That was a true challenge for me in the short time that I had. But I am confident that I succeeded in that we have 4 highly knowledgeable speakers to our conference. We started this morning with one, and I'm assure you the rest of the week we have really good, highly knowledgeable keynote speakers. Um, the goal for this conference for me was to, because I have been earlier ACURIL conferences, and I wanted to have a program where we have at least as concurrent sessions as possible, which was a really challenge with so many excellent paper submissions. So there was a bit going on, off with the program. But thanks to, again, the wonderful support I had of fellow Accurilians, Madam Executive Secretary, Jeanette, Kumari, which unfortunately couldn't be here, and my chair of local organizing committee, we were able to set up a program that we hope that you could enjoy as much as possible of the sessions. What I also did this year, which some of the Accurilians, regular conference goers will see, that I incorporated 2 sessions. You'll see on the program Curacao presentations, which was really incorporated so you get a feeling and notion of what is happening in Curacao, in where you are now. And also, I incorporated the Dutch Caribbean Connect because being the president representing the Dutch Caribbean community and also being in Curacao, I thought it was important to also have this Dutch Caribbean Connect where professionals from the Dutch Caribbean or professionals involved in the Dutch Caribbean connect together. And especially also because you heard this morning what Clara Reyes said in her keynote, that we are in this vortex right now in the Dutch Caribbean, in the context that the Netherlands just issued their apologies toward the slavery past. And so at this moment there is overwhelmingly, how can you say that, overwhelmingly granting of money and funds. So I really wanted to use this opportunity that a lot of us are here to connect with that and to have a more structured and overview, a better overview of what is happening so we can make a better and efficient use of all that. And also having the Dutch Caribbean community here and having all our colleagues from the other Caribbean islands so we can have that experience and yeah, sharing of knowledge with each other. Last but not least, something different. Also, you are aware of, you are accustomed to have our library tours. that you inscribe to. Okay, which libraries, which archives shall we go to this year? We're doing it a bit different. It's called, we enhanced it. We try to enhance it to more to an experience. So I want you to really, I urge you to really fill out the library experience tour, the link that you have, because it's according to your answer that you will be assigned a tour, an experience. And we try to do this to try to enhance the knowledge or the information you get of the information institutions that are on the island. So please don't forget to fill in that experience library form. You see my colleague Nicole is handing out ticket. It's a raffle ticket, so you can win. What can you win, Nifa? A little surprise. You can win a little. I know it's a big surprise. It's not little, Nitsa. I saw you. Okay, good. Surprise, surprise. But with that note, I respectfully submit my report as president of ACURIL 2024-2025. Thank you.
If there are no questions, can someone make a motion to adopt the acceptance of the report? Okay. I see that. Okay, Dell. And may we have a second? Okay. Thank you.
Next on our agenda is the treasurer's report.
Okay. Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. This is the Treasury report for fiscal year 2024-2025, which goes from May to April every year. As you know, we do maintain a modern treasury structure with electronic invoicing using different softwares that help us with the accounting process. Emphasis on electronic payment by debit, credit cards, and electronic transfers using Stripe in this case. Charge-free payments methods with their own devices using QR codes, digital receipt and proof of membership, and we use electronic communications and automatic reminders to promote timely renewals. So we have been working with that for several years now. We have moved almost everything to electronic, and everything has been working well so far. I wanted to speak first about the Focal grant. The executive secretary mentioned something about this grant. This grant was first conceded to ACURIL from the Fundación Conocen la Liberté of Haiti for the years 2023 and 2024. The main purpose of that grant was to provide financial support to reserve venues for upcoming ACURIL conferences. In the year 2024-2025, we received a one-year renewal of this grant for $10,120. This grant was used exclusively to support the local organizing committee for this conference, the 2025 conference here in Curacao. Regarding rates, you know, in the General Assembly of 2022 here in Curacao, the General Assembly approved a flat membership structure in three categories. That's personal for $25, association $35, institutional $150. Based on that membership rate, which is our main source of funds besides the donations, the income for fiscal year 2024-2025 total $17,465 from membership dues and donations, and are broken down as follows. In the association category, $175. In the institutional category, $5,950. Personal category, $1,200. Other categories, $20, and the ACURIL 2025 LOC grant from FOCAL, which was $10,120. Moving to expenses, expenses for 2024-2025 total $20,440 with 35 cents in the following categories: bank charges and fees, advertising and communications, donations and contributions, office supplies, taxes and licenses, professional technical services, travel, and other expenses. The net revenue after income and expenses was negative $2,975 with 35 cents. The primary reasons for a decline in that net revenue are: first, the accrual of fees for multiple years by some institutional members. Last year, we had a couple of institutions that paid for several years in advance. So that money was allocated in the previous fiscal year, but it's not allocated in this fiscal year. So that's why we didn't count with that income from those institutions, because they pay early. The other one is that expenses incurred in previous years were funded from 2024-2025 budget. There were some expenses that were made in the 2023-2024 during that fiscal year, but were finally paid with the budget from this fiscal year. So that's why we have that the primary reasons for that decline in the net revenue. Regarding assets and liabilities, the association current assets total $95,487.05. That is the amount cash in hand in the different sub-accounts of ACURIL: the ACURIL General Account, the Alma Jordan Scholarship Fund, Disaster Relief Fund, and the Luisa Vigo Memorial Fund. Other assets are the ACURIL 2025 LOC loan, which total $20,000, which the LOC for Curacao is responsible to return to ACURIL before the end of the year. And that will be all for the Treasurer's report. I don't know. Any questions? Any questions?
If there are no questions, may we have a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
Motion to accept the report.
Do we have a second?
I want to invite now our Vice President, Loida Nieves, for her for the Vice President report. She is going to connect with us virtually. She is already here? There she is. Loida, bienvenida.
Gracias. Hola, ¿cómo están todos? Nice to be with you, aunque sea en línea. I will present my report. Jeanette? Okay. Next slide, please. I will be presenting to you the nominees for the Executive Council for April 2025. The nominations to be considered by the Executive Council to serve as December 2025, reviewing the following categories as follows: institutional members, 2 vacancies; association member, 1 vacancy; and personal members, 2 vacancies. Next slide, please. The nominations to council institutional members are Deborah Lowy from University of Guyana, who is confirmed, and Anitza Valentin from University of Puerto Rico at Mayagüez, who is confirmed too. Next. Nominations as association member, one vacancy. Then the nominated is Cristina Larregui from Sociedad de Bibliotecarios de Puerto Rico, who's confirmed too. Next. As a personal members, is two vacancies. One of them, Niala Duarica from Trinidad and Tobago, who's confirmed. And Maria Angeli Lugo from Puerto Rico is confirmed too. Next. The special interest groups, shares and co-shares. In academic special libraries and information technology, chair Mr. Sylvain. Those University des Antilles Guadeloupe is confirmed. Archives, museums, and record management chair Ms. Margaret Thomas from National Archives, St. Lucia, who's confirmed too. Co-chair Ms. Lorraine Nero from the University of West Indies, San Agustin, Trinidad Tobago, confirmed. The National Public and School Libraries, Chair Ms. Astrid Britton from Biblioteca Nacional de Aruba, confirmed. Co-chair Ms. Dorcas Bowler from National Library Information Services from Bahamas. The next, please. In cars, shares and co-shares. In agriculture and environment and green libraries, chair Mrs. Astrid Britton from Biblioteca Nacional de Aruba, confirmed. Co-chair Mr. Ronnie Adlers from Biblioteca Nacional de Aruba, confirmed too. In evidence-based practice and continuing professional development, chair Dr. Ardis Hanson, University of South Florida Health Libraries, USA, confirmed. Co-chair Mrs. Jane from Foundation National Database Suriname, confirmed too. And co-chair Dr. Bertha Walker, University of Bahamas, confirmed too. The next, please. In agricultural heritage, chair Mr. Eric Toussaint Foucault, IT, is confirmed. Co-chair Janitza Jarima Jacobus, National Library of Curacao, is confirmed too. In virtual health libraries, chair Mrs. Ayana confirmed. Co-chair Mrs. Niala Duarica from Medical Science Library, confirmed. In law and social science, chair Mr. Marcelo Rodriguez from Daniel Graciolo Law Library of University of Arizona is confirmed, and co-chair Mrs. Marisol Floren Romero, Law Library for Florida International University, confirmed too. The next, please. In virtual reference, chair Mrs. Kumari Randmahal from Alma Jordan Library is confirmed, and Dr. Jeanette Lebron Ramos from University of Puerto Rico at Rio Piedras campus, confirmed. Exhibitors, the chair Luis Joel Crespo from University of Puerto Rico at Rio Piedras, confirmed too. Respectfully submitted nominations committees: Loida Nieves, Vice President 2024, Janet Sayarima Jacobs from National Library of Curacao, Dr. Elizabeth Pierre-Louisa Turil, Executive Secretary, Ms. Joel Crespo Gonzalez, Active Treasurer, with the cooperation of Ms. Kumari Radman. Next, please. Now I present the process in the ACURIL 2026 conference in Puerto Rico. The most important things is the date is from June 7 to 11, 2025. Country Puerto Rico, organizer Loida Nieves and ACURIL local committee. Our local committee is Maria Angeli Lugo, the chair Luis Joel Crespo, Mirta Colón, Margarita González, Yanira del Toro. The next. Antonio Tardí, Iris Vera, Enid Torres, Ginette Lebron, and Loida Nieves. The theme that was presented in the meeting, the mid-year meeting in Trinidad was libraries, archives, and museums on the front line, advocacy, innovation, and sustainability. The next. The sub teams advocacy in action, Caribbean libraries, archives, and museums driving social development and community growth. Caribbean libraries, archives, and museums shaping the future with purpose, empowering communities, building resilience. New service in libraries, archives, and museums, transforming community hubs. And from collection to connections, Caribbean libraries and archives and museums adapting for development and sustainability. Next. We select our logo. It's a MAGA flower, our national flower. Our venue, the next, will be the Caribe Hilton in San Juan, Puerto Rico. The next. It was evaluated in terms of location, accessibility, facility, service, and prices. Next. And see you soon in La Isla del Encanto, Puerto Rico. I have to tell you that the nominations, it's important to note that direct nominations will be accepted over a few days. Nominations begins tomorrow from 9:45 to 10:45, and on Wednesday at the same time. Respectfully submit my report. Any question?
Questions? Question?
I can hear you. No.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Good afternoon. Ronnie Alders of the National Library for Aruba. Fantastic, great, very clear. All the reports, very professional. Everyone could understand what you had to say. Keep up the excellent work that you are doing. And congratulations with this fantastic conference of ACURIL in Curacao. We just got the information that the next ACURIL conference will be in the Pearl of the Caribbean, Puerto Rico. I'm sure we are all looking forward to go to Puerto Rico and support this wonderful organization, Caribbean organization it is, of libraries, museums, archives, because ACURIL has been established to stay since 1969. And here we are in Sister Island, Curacao, Sister Island of Aruba, Curacao. We are having a great time and fantastic speeches so far. Let's all here in this room support Puerto Rico, the local organizing committee, because the work is hard. We all know that traveling throughout the Caribbean right now is expensive. That's why I'm giving this fantastic advice to start very early the local organizing committee of ACURIL and the executive secretary also, Dr. Elizabeth. Because if you send all the information, especially the prices, the hotel prices it is, in our countries, the governments and the NGOs, they have to approve the budget. But if you send it very, very early, then believe me, you will have more participants for Puerto Rico, which means that is extremely important for the hotel, because now you have to have a contract and block so many rooms in Puerto Rico at this beautiful hotel, Caribe Hilton. Beautiful hotel, a very nice decision. So that's my advice, to send it as soon as possible. And each one of us in our country, we are a representative of ACURIL, and it's our duty to give the information to all the information professionals, directors, writers, teachers, museums experts, and archives experts to support and go to Puerto Rico. Applause!
Thank you, Ronnie.
Thank you for your recommendations, Ronnie.
Any more questions? No? Yes. Then I send a motion to accept. Erica? Second. Adele, yeah. Then I invite Eric Kokke, or Eric Toussaint. We have too many Erics. Our Eric, the Caribbean Eric, immediate past president, for his report.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm going to be very short, right? So just to make space for this year's conference, right? Not spending too much time in the past conference. As you all know, the 2024 conference was held in Guyana from May 12 to May 16, 2024. Our theme was from metadata to big data, trends and hidden treasures in libraries, museums, and archives in the Caribbean. We had only 3 sub-themes, from data collection to the usage in libraries, museum, and archives. And the second was how libraries, museum, and archives of the Caribbean can benefit from big data and AI. And the third sub-theme was ethics, privacy concerns, and the future of data in libraries, museum, and archives of the Caribbean. We had a beautiful logo with books and the brand, AI brand. And the logo was offered by a designer, a friend of mine, Mr. Jean-Eder Hilaire. It was a collaborative effort between the president, the LOC, and the executive secretary. We had a few keynote speakers. We had Professor Paloma Mohamed Martin, Vice Chancellor of the University of Guyana, Mr. Jean-Baptiste Marc, who is a General Director of Logipam, and we have Madame Josette Russell from the University of Florida Libraries, and Ms. Nancy Kirkpatrick from the Florida International University Libraries. We had a special event at the conference. That was the 20th anniversary of DLOC, and a book launch also at the conference. In terms of numbers, we had 41 presenters, 23 presentations, 6 workshops, 5 posters, 12 special interest groups, and 4 content area roundtables. Well, the program was a collaborative effort. It was a trend theme of AI, still trending and evolving very fast, as you may acknowledge still, yeah. The program committee was constituted of Actual Madam President Liane Leonora, thank you for your help with the program. La Doctora Jeanette Ebon Ramos, thank you. And Madam Executive Secretary Dr. Elizabeth Theory. It was a smooth process. We had, minor disagreements, like always, but we managed to resolve them quickly and deliver the program we had last year. A special thanks to the LOC in Guyana, who, they did a fantastic job that you guys who were there can attest. Ms. Deborah Lowe, who's not here, and her co-chair, Ms. Gwyneth George. So if you may join me in doing a round of applause for the excellent job they did last year. Thank you. And of course, the Executive Council always who provides so much help. The Executive Secretariat, the presenters of last year, thank you. The General Rapporteur of last year, Ms. Niala Dorical-Begat, and all the rapporteurs, all the motivators, the exhibitors, and the beautiful Pegasus Guyana Hotel, and every single participant we were there. So that is my report, respectfully submitted. Thank you.
Any questions for our immediate past president regarding his report? If not, then I move to accept. Sorry? Yes? Question? No? Okay. Motion to accept. Second? Yes. Then we move to our next session, our General Assembly, which is the voting procedures. And I give the mic to our Madam Parliamentarian, Adi Sanson.
No, I'm sorry, Madam President. We still
Yes?
have the LOC report from Simone Larose.
Oh,
She's
she's
on the
not,
Zoom.
is she here? Oh, she's virtually. Okay,
Yes, thank you.
welcome. Hello, Deborah? No, this is not Deborah. This is. Hi, Simone. Welcome to our
Good
session.
afternoon.
You can go ahead.
Thank you. I need this PowerPoint on this. Raise it for me there, please. The PowerPoint.
Say again?
Project the PowerPoint for me, please.
It's already projected. We're on the first page. So you can
Sorry,
give
I'm not
ahead
seeing
when we
anything.
can move to next.
Oh, I'm seeing it now.
Okay.
I'm seeing it now. Yes. So good afternoon again. I'm just here to present the report on behalf of Ms. Lowe, Deborah Lowe, Chair of 2024 ACURIL, who cannot be here because of a lot of reasons. I just hope you all enjoy this education experience and take a lot back home. Next slide, please. So we have the outline. We'll start with the overview of ACURIL, and then we'll end with the conference highlights. Next slide, please. So as we all know, the conference was from May 12th to 16th at the Pegasus Hotel under the theme from metadata to big data. Then we also had 3 sub-themes for this activity. Next slide, please. So the basic overview is that UG Library spearheaded this event, and we had lots of local counterparts on board. For example, we had assistance too from the ACURIL president, Mr. Toussaint, and Dr. Elizabeth Luis. We also had guidance from past LOC chairs, Nitsa from Curacao, and then we had Adele from Jamaica. We also had good support from our Vice Chancellor in terms of funds, etc. Additionally, support from the outgoing librarian, Mrs. Gwenny George. She also did her part. Additionally, they had persons from the LOC who also assist with funding. Next slide, please. So we have here the composition of the LOC. As you can see, the names and their positions and the persons who were chairs or head of the various subcommittees. Next slide, please. Here we have a photographic moment with members of the 2024 ACURIL team, and this consists of local persons. Additionally, they had overseas persons there, and we could see them. You could identify yourselves there. In terms of the statistics for registration, we had 148 registrants, and the pie chart shows the breakdown in the percentage in terms of the areas. Next slide, please. On this slide, we now have the countries in attendance and the numbers that came from each country. We also have a photograph there just showing the lobby area in terms of the registration being done. Next slide, please. Participation in terms of the exhibitors and the sponsors. So in all, we had 15. 8 were exhibitors only, and then we had 7 sponsors who also took up the exhibitors post or took the privileges. So we could see who were the exhibitors only, and then we have the sponsors who exhibited, total 50. Next slide, please. So just some photographs showing sections of the activity. We have EBSCO being shown there. In terms of, yes, and then we have UG Press, etc. Next slide, please. In terms of the transportation, a total of 101 participants came from overseas, and we saw 70 use the service, our bus, etc., that we had for arrival, and then we had 69 for departure. Next slide, please. Finances. We see here the income in US dollars, and then we have the expenditure. We also made a profit. I can't see that, but I'm sure you could see it on the screen, right? Next slide, please. In terms of coverage, we utilized various media. We had the newspapers and we had the radio. We did the websites, we did social media. We did the Worley software where we had the 3 major languages being there. Next slide, please. Evaluation report. In this evaluation report, there are positives and also negatives. In terms of the overall review of the conference, as we can see, they say it was a resounding success. However, they had some negatives, And also from that came some recommendations, which we could see and read there. In terms of the conference program, for the positives, it was said that the content was excellent. Also, we had some negatives where they had said that they wanted to see more public and national libraries being a part of the program. For the culture night, again, positives and negatives. It was an excellent, it was excellently conducted. And some negatives, it was the late start of the concert, etc. Next slide, please. Continuing, in terms of the hotel, positives and the negatives. It was comfortable, at least a great choice, as we could see there. Some negatives, though, was some portions thought the cost, and then they needed better service, right? So that was some of the negatives for that. We had the tours. For the positives, again, we see that the tours were well received, but for the negative, they had wanted to go to the Bank of Vienna Library, which was a bit disappointing. For the exhibitors, they thought that the space, etc., was good. The morning coffee, we appreciated that. But the negatives, they needed greater participation. And the relationship kind of with the exhibitors and participants, etc. For the LOC, I think, as you could see for yourself, it was well received. They did a good job in terms of organizing, etc. Next slide, please. Just basically, we continue in here. Posters, the amount was small, as we see here. Some lessons learned, the fluctuation of the foreign exchange. Well, this was just, we could not have controlled this. Another issue was the bank charges, which resulted in a reduction from our actual funds. And then we have 3 other points there in terms of some lessons learned. Next slide, please. Constraint and challenges. We had a few also. The change of dates for the conference affected a lot of participants. Then also we had the Guyana, Venezuela issue. Persons were skeptical and pulled out. That was also a constraint that we experienced. There's some others there where you read that. Next slide, please. Some recommendations, there are 4 there. Funding from the ACURIL to support the conference. And they thought a hybrid mode would have been good. In terms of the program, we had 4 keynote speakers, 28 paper presenters, presentations, 5 posters, and we had 6 workshops. This was already spoken of by the president, by Mr. Eric. Next slide, please. So from here onwards, we just have some photographic representation of sections of the activities that were carried out for the week duration. We have here Mr. Toussaint, we have the Vice Chancellor, and we have the opening of the exhibits. We have presentation going on there. Next slide, please. We had the dinner for special persons. Then we had the dedication. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. We also show here just a snippet of what went on at the National Culture Center. And then we have here UG's library tour that was done. Next slide, please. Here we have the closing banquet. So again, the 2024 LOC extend best wishes for a successful 2025 ACURIL conference. Thank you. Any questions, queries?
Questions from the floor? No questions? Then motion to accept? Nancy and Jeanette. Thank you, Simone. Oh, she left already.
You're welcome.
Okay, then we go, like I said before, now we have Adis as our parliamentarian about the voting procedures. And we have still like 6 minutes left. Yeah, so we have to be quick.
Okay, nominations from the floor will take place on Tuesday, June 10th, 2025, after the first General Assembly from 9:45 to 10:45, and on Wednesday, June 11th, from 9:45 to 10:45 at the ACURIL table, certified by the Treasurer, Luis Joel Caspar Gonzalez. The Scrutiny Committee will verify the nomination forms if additional names are to be added. Voting at the conference will take place on Wednesday, June 11th, 2025, from 2:30 p.m. through 4:00 p.m. using the official nomination forms provided at the ACURIL booth, certified by the Treasurer, Luis Joel Crespo. The Scrutiny Committee, the members are composed of Leanne Leonora, the chair for the Dutch, Samati Sayangre, English, Luis Joel Crespo Gonzalez, Spanish, Sylvain Hudebert for the French. They will meet from 4 to 4:30 p.m. to count the ballots per category and prepare the report for the Second General Assembly. On Thursday, June 12th, 2025, from 9 to 10:30 a.m., the Second General Assembly will take place. The Scrutiny Committee will present a complete report on the voting results by categories to the General Assembly. Are there any questions about the process? Okay.
Then we can go on with the...
We have enough time for the bylaws? Okay, the second point on the agenda, next slide, are the amendments for the bylaws we'll be looking at today. We are looking at Article 12, Section 1, addressing members may propose amendments or new bylaws of the council at any time. And this then goes on to say members may propose amendments or new bylaws of the council at any time. A proposed amendment or new bylaw shall become effective when it shall have been approved by a majority of the members present at a meeting of the council, followed by ratification by the members of the association, either by affirmative vote by mail or a majority vote of the members present at a meeting of the association. The council, on approving a proposed amendment, shall specify whether a vote for ratification shall be taken at a meeting of the association or by mail. And if a mail vote is ordered, the council shall fix the time for the beginning and the closing of the balloting, the latter to be no less than 1 month following the former. If a vote at a meeting is ordered At least 1 month's written notice shall be given to the members of the text of the proposed amendment of the new bylaw. What we are talking about today are the next section on Article, next slide please. Article 5, Officers, Section 1, which on the left-hand side is how it currently sets. On the right-hand side, it's the proposed revised version. And this breaks officers out into the board, composition of the board, Section 1, duties of the president, duties of the vice president, duties of the treasurer, executive secretary, and the parliamentarian. So in this case, in Article 5, the board, Section 1, composition of the board of ACURIL is composed of the officers of the association, the president, the vice president, the immediate past president, the executive secretary, the treasurer, and the parliamentarian. The president, the vice president, and the immediate past president shall serve for terms of 1 year each. The vice president shall automatically succeed to the presidency at the end of their term as vice president. Section 2, duties of the president. The president shall preside at the meetings of ACURIL and the council. The president may call for special meetings of council as described in Article 4, Section 9C. The president shall perform all duties as may be prescribed by the council. In the absence of the president, or in the event of his or her inability or refusal to act, the vice president shall perform the duties and responsibilities of the president, and when so acting, shall have the powers of and be subject to all the restrictions upon the president. Section 3, duties of the vice president. The vice president participates in budget preparation for the following administrative year in collaboration with the treasurer. The vice president serves as chairperson of the nominating committee and coordinates the activities of the committee. The vice president shall perform all duties as may be prescribed by the council. I seem to be missing. I can't read that though. Okay, Section 4, and the duties of the executive secretary. The executive secretary of ACURIL is appointed by the council and serves for a period not to exceed 3 years. The executive secretary is a non-voting member of the council. The term can be renewed by council after evaluation. The duties of the treasurer shall include maintaining and preserving the official records of the association, maintaining a current and accurate list of all members of the association with correct addresses and names of official representatives where appropriate, preparing meeting minutes of the council and of the business sessions at the annual membership meetings, maintaining lists of established committees and their members, corresponding with members of the association as necessary, including mailing minutes, papers of the annual meetings, resolutions, and membership applications, assisting with arrangements for annual meetings and mid-year council meetings, and performing such other duties as may be assigned by the president of the council. The executive secretary will also ensure the timely update of the association's webpage and other social media spaces, ensuring timely communication for council decisions to members, and other duties as assigned by council. We now move down to the duties of the treasurer. There shall be a treasurer appointed by the council and serving at its pleasure for a period of 3 years. The treasurer shall be a non-voting member of the council. The term can be renewed by council after evaluation. The duties of the treasurer shall include having charge and custody of and being responsible for all the funds and securities of the association, receiving and giving receipts for monies due and payable to the association from any source whatsoever, and depositing all such monies in the name of the association in such depositories as shall be selected by the council, preparing, with the assistance of the vice president, a budget for the following administrative year for presentation to the council, preparing mid-year statement and annual forensic report on the finances of the association, mailing annual dues notices to members, keeping records of dues payments by each member, advising the council at its meeting and the membership at annual membership meetings of the financial condition of the association, in collaboration with the executive secretary, providing the president before the first general assembly the list of members in good standing to establish quorum with transparency, and any other such duties as may be assigned by the president or the council. Section 6, duties of the parliamentarian. That should be a parliamentarian appointed by council for a period not to exceed 3 years. The parliamentarian is a non-voting member of the council. The term can be renewed by council after evaluation. The duties of the parliamentarian shall include advising the president and the executive secretary on the proper conduct of the meetings of the council and the association, on the recording and implementation of decisions arising from such meetings, and other such duties as may be assigned by the president of the council. Going back to the composition of the board, there were essentially no changes to the board, but this is laying out exactly what is the board. And the board is comprised of the officers of ACURIL. Section 2 lays out specifically the duties of the president, as was read. The changes essentially are those things that have been highlighted. So looking at the composition of the board, do we approve or move to approve the acceptance of Section 1, composition of the board? If so, may we have someone move? Do we have a second? Eric and Nancy. Looking at Section 2, duties of the president.
I'm sorry. This should be voted, so we need to count the votes, actually. But
there-
I would suggest, if we are running out of time, that
Which
we
we
can
are.
continue the voting at the second General Assembly
Okay,
and close the meeting now.
okay.
The voting we do at the
The
second
voting.
general, yes.
Okay, so we will wait on this and then re-review this at the next meeting and then take a formal vote.
Is that clear? There was questions? Yeah, okay. And I'm closing. We will make sure everybody has a copy, so we can they can review it. All of us can review it, so we can vote on the amendments at our coming assembly, which is taking place Thursday morning at 9 o'clock. So 9 o'clock we will start our second general assembly. So if there are any other business, but due to time, very shortly, do we have any other business? Yeah, that's Thursday. Yeah, I mentioned that. Yeah, yeah. Then I close off this session. Thank you for your presence, and closing off, and you can proceed to our next coffee break and the other sessions. General close.
Thank you. Have a great end of the day.